Oh, wow. So, okay.
We got a 4-bet from Art to 1,200.
So these are always interesting spots where the button is going to flat the 3-bet a lot, right? So when Garrett 3-bets the blind, Art is going to, most of his hands are going to want to call. So this is kind of what we would call a polar spot.
Yeah, this is definitely not standard for him to 4-bet on the button here, this deep. But I like it. He definitely plays a mixed strategy, and it's tough to play against him.
I mean, this is really interesting now all of a sudden because 4-bet pot, straight draw, flush draw for Garrett out of position, and Art actually has a hand.
Yeah.
So
and
they got history too. So we can
they have deep stacks. So there's already 2,500 in the middle. Art continues.
And I think versus this 1,200 sizing, Garrett's going to want to raise a lot. Basically, when Art chooses this sizing, he's saying he wants to bet with a lot of hands. And because he's doing that, you know, Garrett can raise a little more liberally. But he decides to call, which is obviously good and standard also. Now this turn, I don't think it'll slow the action down, but I think it'll deter Garrett from bluffing some. At least it'll
lower Garrett's bluff frequency. Yeah. But I don't see Art slowing down or even being quote unquote scared of the jack.
Well, I mean, so Garrett does lead.
Garrett's turning the jack into this scare card into a bluff for Art.
I mean, really, with this bet, I think Garrett's just trying to fold out
ace highs.
Well, yeah, fold out Art's bluffs and his misses. And on the river would be the spot where he would really be targeting like his queens, kings, and aces to fold if he chooses to do that.
Let's see how sick Garrett is. 12,000 in the middle. Art's got nearly 18,000 back. Confirming that he has around 18,000.
And I wonder how much the history is going through Garrett's mind in the hands they played. These are the spots that you hate when you're Art, or when you're in this game. When you know Garrett's just capable of putting it all in with nothing.
Sitting in Art's
and
seat.
Yeah, and you're just like really hoping that he checks and you can just win this pot.
He's just like, please check, please check, please check.
But
he puts them all in. Garrett has heart. This is what I talked about earlier, why it's just so scary to play against Garrett like this. The whole stack is in play. Art is being tortured right now.
Seems like he's made a lot of the right decisions in these spots. What has really elevated him.
Yeah, he's made the right decision more often than not. I gotta say, if I'm in Art's seat here, I'm definitely puking. Garrett's calling range preflop is going to have a lot of these middling cards, a lot of these, you know, jacks, 8-7,
9-10 suited.
Exactly.
Jack 10
There's
suited.
just so many middling cards that are going to be calling.
The one thing that also you have to take into account is that you really want to discount his like 9-10 suited stuff like those nutted 7s and 8s, because when Art bets 1,200 on the flop on that texture, I think that Garrett's going to raise most of the time with those hands.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
really, it's more like his jack tens, his queen jacks, and his
I totally agree. Jack
king
nines.
jacks, ace jacks. Yeah, jack nine suited. It's those type hands.
There's definitely going to be more of those than there is 9-10s.
Garrett just a statue right now. Art putting it together. Can he figure it out? What does the chat think? Is he going to make the right decision?
1 if you think he's going to call. 2 if you think he's going to fold. It looks like we got a 50-50 split on a lot of 1s and 2s here. Your guys' guess is as good as mine.
Oh, the more I think, the more I want to just pay it off.
If you're Garrett, you hate hearing that.
Give me 4 seconds. Ace jack.
Looks like we have slightly more 1s than 2s. A few 3s.
Threes, I like it.
3s are the just kiddings.
Oh, jeez. I mean, Art's posture definitely looks like he's pretty close to putting chips into the pot. He calls.
Makes the call.
Snap, you're good.
Look at Kevin. Kevin is a fanboy right now, just loving the action.
I mean, maybe that's the best feeling in poker.
Yeah,
You put in 20,000 on the river and the guy says you're good.
that does feel
That's
amazing.
probably, I'm going to retract my previous statement of that other being the best feeling.
Great call by Art. That is not an easy call.
That's stacks, right?
I'll count it.
I think if Art has the queen of clubs too, given how close it is, he may, actually no, the queen of clubs, yeah, the flush doesn't get there.
Thanks.
Garrett's such a pro, he just says good call.
Is that a $50,000 pot plus?
Get down.
$45,000 plus. Going Art's way with the big call on the river. In
And
a
that-
4-bet pot.
That just goes to show you, like, in poker, you don't have to, you know, win every hand you play or win a ton of hands or VPIP or have a high PFR. You just play solid, good poker, and then when a lot of money goes into the pot, if you can put the pieces together and make, you know, a strong decision, you can
Yeah,
win the
it's
money.
crazy because, you know, he played so solid all day, waited for his moment, and if he made the wrong decision there, he was stuck heaps. But if he makes the right decision, he's a huge winner, and that's how poker is.